Good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to have this opportunity to share our research on the giant panda. My topic is how science sustains a thriving big mountain for the giant panda. Yeah, in 1993, I remember, in June, sometimes 24 years ago, I met Mr.张克文, who is the deputy director of Wolong Reserve. He invited me, asked me if we can use GIS technology to evaluate and model giant panda habitat in Wolong, and then identify the critical area, particular key area for giant panda protection. You know, at that time, almost 20 years ago, the GIS technology is not wide use in the conservation area. Since then, in the August 1933, I visited Wolong and met giant panda for the first time in the wild. After that, we cooperate with the managers and the technicians in Wolong for 31 years, and will continue for the future. And during the study, first we set up GPS monitoring station. Here, I was young at that time. And then we equipped 4 pandas with GPS counters. And then we download panda GPS counter data every 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, this week shows the panda active rims with the GPS counter. We found the panda every day, they have the 2 activity peaks. One in the 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It's the same as the panda, it's early birds. And the second, after the short and long nap, panda is taking nap at the noon. And then in the 16 or 20 clocks, they were more active again. Most of the time, they just eat the food, the bamboo. We know the bamboo is not a good food for all the organisms. Another map shows that the survey of the pandas, their home range. We found that the Huahua, the panda was limited, about less than half square kilometer for all time. But the Mei is much bigger, larger, about 7 square kilometer for their home range. And there are 3 main edible bamboos for giant panda, like Farcosia, Eusansia, and Aculunaria. And when we study, we investigate the bamboo biomass and their new shoot and regeneration ability of bamboos, and then to estimate the bamboo food capacity for giant panda population. Also, we investigated the physics of the giant panda to figure out which bamboo is panda favorite food. Before 2000, logging, fieldwood harvesting, and land use change caused the panda habitat loss in Wolong and other parts of China. We can see the picture from the habitat change cropland and other land use types. And before 2000, I just mentioned, fieldwood harvest is one of the most important causes for panda habitat. So we, in the remote area, particular panda distributed area, the fieldwood is only source energy for cooking and for heating in this area. So cause a lot of the habitat loss because of the fieldwood harvest. So we do to survey how much fieldwood for use for family basis individually. We found about 18 cubic meters of fieldwood used for single family. And then we also analyze the impact of grazing and the giant panda habitat. We equipped the 3 houses with the GPS counter. We found out when where the house grazing, the panda will escape. It implied the panda, the grazing will cause the habitat loss for pandas as well. Yeah, we also analyze the impact of human activities on panda, other activities like land use change, fieldwood harvest, and logging. In Wolong, the total habitat, the potential habitat, about 57 1,000 hectares, but the home activities caused about half of them lost. Also, we used the remote sensing data from 1974 to 1997, about more than 20 years. We found that even in the Wolong, the protected area, the habitat is still lost. Based on our finding, we provided some solutions for panda protection in Wolong. For example, return cropland to bamboo forests and sell the fresh bamboo to panda breeding center. The local farmers can get the benefit from the breeding bamboo. And the second, produce fuelwood for cooking and heating by electricity. They give us free at a very low price of electricity to local farmers. Then it's not necessary to use fuelwood. And the third one, contain or limited house grazing in panda habitat. Alternatively, help the farmers to develop ecotourism services so they can end their life not depend on the habitat use. And the last, improve the education for children and teenage. I give them another opportunity outside of the panda area. They can reduce the pressure of population growth on panda habitat. Based on the panda habitat study in Wolong, then we expanding our study in the whole panda area of China, perhaps globally, because panda just diffused in China. Yeah, we found out the habitat fragmentation was still increased since 1966. And then the panda population was isolated into 33 subpopulations by rivers, road network, agriculture, and villages. When modeling the extinction risk of the 33 subpopulation, we found them 15 of 33 subpopulation with extinction risk more than 90% within 100 years. We also found climate change would exacerbate wildlife habitat loss or fragmentation. The Jade panda isolation population number will be increased to 56, and 35 of them will face its extinction risk of 90% at the RCP 8.5. So this is really challenge for the future fortune of the panda. So we give the suggestion to the government, and the government take it serious and build Jade Panda National Park in 2021. The Jade Panda National Park measured 82 protected areas, and most of this area was isolated yet. So put them together, so the whole habitat can link in the national park. And the total area of the national park is 22,000 square kilometers, and protect 15,000 square kilometer panda habitat, more than half of the total panda habitat in China. And here, living 1,700 pandas there, about 73% of total wild panda. I think this will be given a new hope for the panda forever. And also, we are taking other measures to protect panda habitat. For example, building corridors to link the isolated panda subpopulation. And the second, recovery degraded panda habitat. And then close all mining sites within national park, and closing all of the hydropower stations in the core area of national park, and restoring cropland to panda habitat in core area of national park, and implementation of new ecological compensation program to encourage farmers, local residents to protect the Jade panda habitat. And based on the panda habitat study, we expanded our research across biosphere reserve in China and the world. Just as Professor Ding mentioned, China has 34 national reserve joint world network of biosphere reserves. This 34 natural reserve is the home of 9,000 species of plants and 2,000 species of with breeds. Most of them is endangered species. And the unique geographic heritage size and globally significantly. We can show the pictures show what species we can find in the reserve. And the big mountain in Western China is the home of giant panda and thousands of endangered wildlife as well. We can find in this area giant panda. We can find the gold monkey, and gold found of the Sichuan takin, and the snow leopard, and a lot of the species that we mentioned. The mission and vision of the biosphere reserve provide a new opportunity and new hope for panda and local people live together harmoniously. Just mentioned, other people know that. 5th World Congress of Biosphere Reserve will hold in Hangzhou, China. And welcome to Hangzhou, China. And welcome to say Panda. Thank you.